I'm getting pretty okay at this. Not pretty good, but pretty okay. By this I mean the whole lighting a scene situation. I mean, I think it looks good, considering I've never filmed in this location before. I'm pretty stoked about it, to be honest. If you'd like to see the process of how I light a scene, comment below, or if this video gets 5 likes, I will do a video on the process that I go through when lighting a scene. I mean, there's a nice bit of symmetry going on here. So let's cut to the chase. This video is brought to you by the fact that I need a video for this week if I'm to stick to my 1 video a week goal. So yeah, let's get into it. Today's video is going to be about DOLLYZOOMERANG. Dolly Boom Zoomerang. Dolly Zoomer Boomerang. Zolly Boomerang. Zoomer Dolly Rang. DOLLYZOOMERANG. Today's video is going to be about a DOLLYZOOMERANG. And what is a DOLLYZOOMERANG, I hear you ask? I by no means coined the phrase. A creator called Christoph Benfy'S, who I found through Jesse Driftwood. If you haven't heard of Christopher, you might have heard of Jesse. If you haven't heard of Jesse, check them both out on Instagram and YouTube. I shall link everything below. I saw this originally from the guy Christoph Benfy'S, but I'll show some examples of what a DOLLYZOOMERANG looks like. So these are some of Christopher's pieces of work, and he recently put out a video of how to do this. If you really want to see it in detail, how he makes these, it's super cool, and the result is super cool. But the purpose of today's video is to recreate my own DOLLYZOOMERANG and to bring you through that process. With that being said, we're going to do what you think we're going to do. We're going to jump into Premiere Pro and I'm going to create my own DOLLYZOOMERANG based on Christoph Benfy'S tutorial on his YouTube. So I'll link everything below. He goes into way more detail. I'll probably just go through this nice and quick just to show you the results I got with the footage that I already had. So without further ado, we're going to jump into Premiere Pro and get this thing made. What was that? Whatever, I'm just keeping it. I'm just rolling with it. I'm rolling with the weirdness. So as you can see here, guys, we are in Premiere Pro and I already have a clip on my timeline. For this kind of effect to work, you need to have a sort of dolly shot, and a dolly shot is where you either push into a subject or you pull out. I'm going to use this shot that I recorded a while back on my drone of this church in Cork called St. Mary's, and the Shandon Bells there in the background. So I'm going to use this clip because it's perfect for it, because it's a dolly shot. To start off, what we need to do is we need this clip to be in around 7 to 10 seconds. So if we go Command R, this is what I have as my shortcut for the clip speed duration box. But what you can do is right click and go speed/duration. As you can see here, it's around 20 seconds, so that's too long. It needs to be, as I said, it needs to be around 7 to 10 seconds long. Try 250, around 8 seconds, 270, 7 seconds and 21. Yeah, so that should be good. We'll go okay, and now the clip is around 7 seconds long. So what we need to do next now is we need to nest 1. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to speed ramp this nested clip, and we can go over here to this little box, right click over it, times, remapping and speed. So now we can speed ramp this clip. Go to the very start of your clip, jump in 7 frames. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Put a marker there. Go to the end of your clip and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And put another point here. So in between those 2 markers, hold down on the line with your mouse and pull up to speed up the clip to 1000%. So if we go to the start of the clip and we play that through, it looks good, but it's not super smooth. So we need to smooth out the process of it slowing down to speeding up. So to do that, we just pull these markers apart at the beginning and at the end. So if we play through that now, much smoother. I'm just gonna make this bit smaller. Yeah, much smoother. To smooth it up again, we can click on one of the tabs and pull this little guy here. Same goes for this side. Makes, as you can see, the speed speeding up and slowing down much smoother. That looks good. So we go to the end of this guy here and we'll clip it off there. We have the speed ramping done now. So what we need to do now again is nest this clip. So nest 2. So what we do now is to get that kind of cool warped effect. The idea is scale and position the clip so that at the start the object that you're zooming in on is at the same size at the start as it is on the end. So if you go to the end of your clip and come in 1, the chart should be this size at the start like it is now at the end. So before I go to the start, I need to keyframe the position and scale so that it stays on this at the end. So I'll go to the start, and as you can see the chart is smaller, so I'll zoom in based on what I think it looks like at the end. So I recorded this clip on my drone, which can record 4K. Having the 4K makes it a little bit easier to scale up and scale down without losing too much quality. So I think that's about right if I just jump here. That looks pretty good to me. Maybe move it over a little bit. There. Okay, so just gonna play through that. That looks pretty good. There's a weird sort of jump at the start, so pull these in 1 frame. Same goes for the end. 1. Play through that again. It looks pretty good to me. To make those positions smoother when they move, go to the keyframes, right click, temporal interpolation, ease out on the first keyframes, do the same the last ones, but ease in for these guys. And go back to the start and see how that looks. That looks pretty good. The next is to nest that clip again. So that's the 3rd nest. I know this shot was taken on a drone which has a 3-axis gimbal, but just to make it extra smooth, I'm going to throw in warp stabilizer and I'm going to put it to 1% because it is already on a gimbal, so it doesn't need too much. So just let that do its thing. Play through that. That looks sweet. Okay, so nest that clip again. This is the last nest, I promise. Now what you're going to do is you're going to copy that clip and paste it, and that speed duration, Command R, or like I said before, right click, speed duration. I'm going to reverse speed that clip and press OK. Now play through those 2. Boom. Nice. Okay, so what we need to do now, highlight these 2 clips, go to the end, paste, paste, paste. Cool. That looks good to me. But it needs some final touches, like a bit of color grading. So I'm going to pull down an adjustment layer. One more final touch. I think it needs a bit of music, so we'll pull this clip down. A few more final touches, and I'll export it and show you the final video. So that's it pretty much for today's video. I know it wasn't super exciting, but I hope you still enjoyed it all the same. And like I said at the beginning of the video, if you'd be interested in a video on the process I go through when lighting a scene, then give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, throw in some comments down below if you have any suggestions or anything that you'd like to see me do. Always open to ideas. I actually forgot my idea book when I came home, so that's why this video was made. But I hope you enjoyed it all the same. I will check in with you guys next week for whatever video I do next. It's going to be a surprise to you as much as me. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like it, subscribe. It helps more than you think. And yeah, toodles. That'll do. That'll be fine. I mean, about 5 people watching. About 5. One of them is including your mom. So, wicked. That'll do. I'm just gonna go now.